Peace, everyone. Happy new moon, new beginnings. It's Misty Moon, your holistic health wellness coach, sacred women practitioner, and yoga instructor. And every new and every full moon, I am excited and just thrilled to bring to you a new live video of a vegan recipe. And the reason why that I choose to do vegan recipes, it doesn't matter if you eat meat or if you are vegetarian already. I just like to present vegan because I feel like it's one of the cleanest diets that you can integrate into your diet. You don't have to be full on vegan if that doesn't resonate with you, but at least having, a dish here and there will help create more balance in your diet. Because with veganism, there's no dairy involved, obviously there's no meat involved, and also gives you an opportunity to be more creative with using different spices, different types of vegetables, integrating them in a different way. So that's my whole intention of presenting vegan meals to you. So I hope that you've been able to try out the ones I've done thus far for 2018. And this one is dedicated to my mom. This is dedicated to my grandma, my aunts that all cook collard greens. And we're gonna flip the script on our collard greens. Because tonight, or today, it's nighttime right now, but we're gonna make collard green Moroccan barbecue rolls. And they're so good. I found this recipe online and I just tweaked it a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's the cast that we have. So of course we have collard greens, and we're going to use these for the rolls. And then we're going to stuff it with white onion or yellow onion. We have mushrooms. You can use any kind of mushrooms that you resonate with. We have red bell pepper. We have red cabbage. Now, with the cabbage, you don't have to have this in your recipe. The only reason why that I am using this is because it's what was in my refrigerator. And that's another thing about this meal. I want to give you a little meal planning one-on-one. The thing about making, I feel like most people get intimidated with making healthy dishes because they feel like they don't have time. But the thing is that you make a big batch of something and you find different ways to work it. Like right now, we're going to make a big batch of all these stir-fried vegetables in order to put it in the collard green rolls. But in a couple of days, I can take that same, like whatever I have left over, as far as the mix is concerned, I can take that same mix and like throw it into some, like, for an example, some quinoa or some black rice noodles, or I can find like some pot or like ravioli. There's even vegan ravioli out there. Just discovered that the other day. But that's the thing about meal planning is like you make a big batch of something, but you transform it throughout the week and turn it into something else. You can even make a burrito out of this. In fact, some of the same ingredients I have here, I made a burrito out of it last night with a gluten-free tortilla with this amazing smoked cheddar vegan cheese. Shout out to Letitia Goodjoint for turning me on to the vegan cheese. She did this incredible pizza. I haven't tried it, but it looked really good with a vegan Gouda cheese. And so when she said vegan Gouda, I was all up on it. And I didn't have it at Whole Foods, so I just sold it with the smoked cheddar. So anyway, just to share that with you, again, meal planning, you make a big batch of something and just find creative ways to turn it into a different dish throughout the week, okay? So moving on, within our stuffing, so we got the onions, the red pepper, the mushrooms, the red cabbage, and then also here is a combination of more collard greens and kale. So we're gonna saute all this together, and then we're going to roll it into the collard greens. And in addition to the vegetables, we're going to be adding, now this is where it gets a little controversial, okay? Because we're going to use canned beans. I got this from Trader Joe's. It's actually a Cuban style black bean. See if you can see it there. Now, the reason why I say this is controversial, because most purists, when it comes to veganism or even vegetarians, they kind of shun upon using canned foods. I say use it in moderation. I don't use canned foods all the time, but when it comes to beans, I'm just not at that place where I have the time to make beans, and that's not part of my evolution just yet. So for now, I cut corners, I have a busy schedule, I'm using canned beans. So, but I would recommend try to find the high quality canned beans. I wouldn't just go for just generic brands from Safeway. Like I would go with Whole Foods or with Trader Joe's. Okay, so for this recipe, we're using the Cuban style black beans, all right? And then we're going to be flavoring it up with, I got this organic sriracha and roasted garlic barbecue sauce. Okay, see if you can see that. It's kind of odd doing it from this side. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to be flavoring up with barbecue sauce, a little cayenne pepper, some Himalayan sea salt. We're going to be cooking the vegetables with coconut oil. And then the magic, the Moroccan spices. This is what makes it phenomenal. So this is my own little blend. So I'm going to share with you about the nutritional value of our cast here. So for the collard greens, it helps with bones, the skeletal system. It helps with eyes, the skin, mucous membranes, and it helps protect your cells from damaging. Okay, so that's all in collard greens. So all of us that grew up on soul food, let's give props to grandma, to granny, to big mama for helping us, for protecting us with our skin and our bones through the collard greens. And as far as all the spices and the Moroccan spices, and this is, I have to say that this is my first time working with Moroccan spices. And again, that's another benefit to switching over to, well, not just just vegetarianism, but I feel like as far as like eating healthy in general, the key is to make it exciting and fun and fresh. So I had never worked with Moroccan spices before. I just kind of got tired of using the same old Bragg's amino acids and cayenne pepper and ginger and garlic. So I ventured off and tried Moroccan spices. So in the spices, for Moroccan spices, we have cumin, which helps with digestion and improves the immunity. It treats skin disorder, insomnia, and respiratory problems. Okay, and then also we have in here ginger, like powdered ginger, which, as we all know, it helps with digestion. It's also an immune system booster. We have cinnamon, which is high in antioxidants. It's an anti-inflammatory, protects the heart, fights diabetes, and fights infections and viruses. All right. And then we also have coriander, which lowers blood sugar, decreases blood pressure, and helps with urinary tract infections. And for the ladies, it supports healthy menstrual function. All right, so that's all in this good stuff here. And then I also have, like I mentioned, cayenne pepper, which I love cayenne pepper. It boosts the metabolism, it gives you energy, it gives you heat. It also relieves migraine pain and prevents blood clots. Okay, so the food is delicious and it's also medicinal as well. Okay, so there's about 3 steps to this. All right, so the first step is that we're going to saute our vegetables. And with our collard greens, we can't just roll them when they're raw or else they're going to snap. So what you want to do is take a pot of water, like a large pot of water, and fill it up about 3/4 of the way, and then boil it. And when the water comes to a boil, you're going to place all the collard greens in there. And you're going to let it boil for 6 minutes, and that's going to soften it. And so when you get the collard greens, you want to make sure that you cut off the stem. Okay, and then also when you are purchasing your collard greens, you want to make sure that they're nice, big, and flat. All right, because there we go, nice, big, and flat, so that you can roll them up. So I have about 9 of these in here, and so actually no, I have 12 in here, but 3 of them we're going to use to cover the pan, and we'll get to that when we're at that point. So for now, we're going to, again, take all the collard greens, the whole leaves. We're going to put them in a big pot of water that's already boiling. Then we boil it for an additional 6 minutes while it's in there. Okay, and then we take it out, and then we'll take it from there. Now, as far as the vegetables are concerned, I just want to share with you what I do. Go ahead and let this go here so I can see the full screen. Oh, yes. Okay, there we go. All right, so I prefer to use coconut oil for this ingredient, for this recipe, because I find that the flavor of the coconut, the subtle flavor of the coconut with the Moroccan spices gives it this like Caribbean flavor to it. It's really amazing. Trust me on this. So for the vegetables, I normally use about 1 large like spoonful. Okay, I'm just going to put that in here. And I'm going to pause the video and put it on the stove and then come back and it'll be cooked. But I just want to show you what I do. So first I put the oil in there, and then I cook the onions. I do the onions and mushrooms together, and I normally cook them for like a good maybe 2 minutes, not so they're cooked all the way, just to get them because it takes the longest to cook, and the also the cabbage. So I do cabbage, mushroom, and again, this is if you choose to use cabbage, and the onion first, all right? So I let that cook for about like 2 minutes or so. Actually, a little bit longer than that, more like 4 or 5 minutes. Because once you put the kale and the collard greens in here, they cook really quickly, okay? So again, first put your coconut oil, then the mushrooms, onions, cabbage if you're using that, all at once. Cook for 5 minutes, and then add the collard greens and the kale at the very last minute, because again, they don't take that long to cook. All right, so we're gonna do that. Oh, I almost forgot. So once your vegetables seem like they're pretty cooked really well, then we're gonna add in the beans. We're gonna add in, I would say use the barbecue sauce at your own level of comfort, of taste. I have to say that this particular barbecue sauce is really, really spicy. You figure between that and the cayenne pepper, it's really hot. So I would say do that at your own risk. So just like, dab a little bit, taste it and see if it was where you're comfortable. So yeah, so once you start cooking, you're at your spices, you're at your beans, and then after that, we'll come back and we're gonna roll them together, and then there's another step after that, okay? All right, you guys, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, everyone, so now we are back. We have all of our amazing vegetables and beans. This is how it looks like. We have the barbecue sauce in here, the Moroccan spices. All right, so we got that ready to go. And then we took our large leaf collard greens and we boiled water. Once it boiled, then we added the collard greens to it and let it boil for 6 to 9 minutes. Just kind of keep an eye on it, okay? So this is what it looks like now. They're nice and soft and ready to roll. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do the prep for it. So we're gonna take like a half a spoon of coconut oil, okay? And I'm gonna put on the napkin and we're gonna lube up, for lack of a better term, the baking pan, okay? So it doesn't stick. So make sure you get it all in. Oh, yeah, so another thing I wanted to share with you guys, let's see, there were 2 things. One, as far as the vegetables are concerned, that goes into that's the actual stuffing. You can use any vegetables that you like. Again, like the fun thing about one of the perks to this particular recipe is, again, if you have some leftover produce in your refrigerator, you don't know what to do with it, chop it up, put some Moroccan spices in there and some barbecue sauce, buy some collard greens, boom, you got yourself an exotic meal. Okay. Also, that was the second thing that I wanted to share with you. So while the vegetables was cooking and I was softening up the collard greens, I took the rest of that barbecue sauce, maybe like a cup of it, and I warmed it up. Okay, this is for the second part. All right. Okay, great. So we got our pan. It's all lubed up with the coconut oil. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take 2 leaves. Since they're all pretty big, I'm just going to take 2 leaves and cover the bottom with them, okay? So it looks like this. And then we're gonna roll the collard greens and put them on top of there, okay? So what I do here, I have another pan that I'm gonna do all the rolling. Okay, so this is where it gets fun. All right, so you wanna lay it flat. I would recommend, see how it's kind of spiny, like kind of fold it like a taco. And then lay it down. All right, so now we're just gonna, doesn't really take much, maybe like, let's see here, because you don't want it to be too stuffed where you can't roll it up. Okay, so maybe like 2, I'm using a big spoon like this, 2 scoops of this, okay? So let's see if I can have you see what I'm doing here. Put this here. do my best to demonstrate. Okay, so if you have a leaf where the stem is on the bottom here, right? So you want where the stem is to be horizontal to where you're facing. Okay, so then what we're gonna do, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. So fold the bottom and the top. Actually, hold on here. I'm sorry, correction. So take the stem and then fold it upwards and then roll from there. So you take the part where the stem was, fold it like less than half, and then fold the left and the right side. And then, let's see, make sure you keep that stuffing in there so it doesn't fall out. And then roll it over. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so there we go. Maybe I'll put less stuff in there next time. All right, so this is what it looks like. You can see. All right, I'm gonna do another one, do a handful of them. We'll just lay it in here. All right, so let's do another one. So again, let's have the stem facing you. This time, let's just do one big scoop, or like a scoop and a half. Let's do a scoop and a half this time. Okay, so again, take the part where the stem is, fold it like a little less than halfway, fold the sides, left and right, and then pinch it, and then just fold it over. Okay, so now we have two. I'll put less stuffing in there this time, next time around, okay? So here's the second one. Put that right in there. All right, here is our third. So I'll do this one and I'll do one more after that, all right? So it doesn't get too repetitive. So I'm gonna do one scoop this time, all right? So we're gonna fold it over. Yeah, one scoop makes it less messy, okay? So again, you take the stem that's facing you, like about a little less than halfway, fold the left, fold the right, pinch it, and then just fold it over. Boom. And it stays. All right, I'm gonna do one more. Let's do one big scoop. All right, take the bottom part with the stem facing you, halfway up, fold the left, fold the right, pinch it, and then fold up one more time. Boom. Okay. All right, so I still have about 1, 2, 3. I got 3 more in here. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do it really quickly. There's another step here. And then this way you can get a good amount of practice in. All right. So the stem up, halfway, left, right, pinch, fold. Boom. All right. Put it in here. So with this amount that I'm making here, I got it. These are like 2. As far as the collard greens are concerned, 2 bunches worth. So out of 2 bunches worth, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 rolls out of this. And these are quite fulfilling. So, all right. And they do last in the refrigerator for about a week. And all you have to do is just simply just like put a little, like after it's been in the refrigerator and you want to heat it up, just put a little coconut oil in a skillet and then just warm it up that way. Like maybe like 10 minutes, 5 minutes on each side. All right. I hope you got this down by now. All right, there's one more to go. Make a little room here. Last one. All right, and look, I got a small bowl's worth of stuffing left. So I can either buy more collard greens and make more rolls out of it, or I can just like have this as like a bowl of chili. I can get some brown rice and mix it in that way. Or what I did last night, you can turn it into a burrito. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so there we go. All right, now the last thing that we're gonna do before we put it in the oven, just gonna put this to the side. We are going to pour BBQ sauce on top of it, all right? Just a nice little drizzle. Like I said, this BBQ sauce is really spicy, but I really like spicy, so just kind of use it at your own comfort. And if you want to go all out, you can even make your own barbecue sauce as well. We'll save that for another time. Maybe I'll do a recipe on that in the summertime. Like maybe some like barbecue tofu or something like that. Okay, so there we go. It's nice and drizzled. It's beautiful. All right, so this is what it looks like. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little rolls. And then we're gonna put this in the oven for about 26 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. And then, and then it'll be bon appetit. It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited for you. So I'll see you in about 26 minutes, okay? Okay, everybody, welcome back. It's been about 26 minutes, and this is our end product. These beautiful collard green barbecue Moroccan rolls, stuffed with beans, black beans, more collard greens, kale, mushrooms, red bell pepper with Moroccan spices. So let's show you what it looks like after you've baked it. It's solidified a little bit more. Put it on the plate. Boom, you got yourself a yummy meal. You can dress it up with a nice salad or with some quinoa or some black rice, however you want to work it. All right, so here you go. I hope you give this a shot. And please feel free to leave comments below if you want to reach out to me. Let me know how this worked out for you, any questions. I'm here to support in any way that I can. I just encourage you to explore veganism. Again, not to convert you or make you change what you're already doing, but as a way just to integrate it into what you're already doing. Again, just to give your body some balance, since there's no dairy nor meat involved in it. And know that every full moon, I will be bringing you a different vegan recipe. Sometimes it's going to be a dessert, sometimes it's going to be in a few moons from now, I'm going to be doing elixirs and doing some fun stuff for the summertime. And so this is a lot of fun for me because it gives me an opportunity to, evolve and, keeps my, my menu interesting every week or every month. So I really do enjoy doing this. And again, if you need even more support, you can go to my newsletter, go to mistymoonwellness.com, and every full moon I have a newsletter that comes out where I just give like different tidbits, different rituals to do on the new and full moon. And by the way, when I say ritual, I don't mean anything like skinning a cat or anything crazy like that. Ritual just basically means doing something intentional. And so again, like the new moon is a good time to contemplate about the things that you want, resetting your intentions. We are connected to nature. There's just no way around it. So the more that we are in tune with nature, the more in alignment with our lives that we can be, down to the things that we think and how we manifest. And so like food, intention, it's all included in there. And so my passion as a wellness coach is to hold that space and to help bring you that reminder of that connection so that we can live our lives the way that we were created to live, which is with happiness and balance and no stress. And whenever challenges come our way, we could just, use Tai Chi and become stronger from it as opposed to feeling like we're victims and being shut down. So this is what my passion is. So again, I'm here to support you. My newsletters, check that out. If you want even more support, I am a wellness coach specifically for women. I have a 6-month program that includes anything, whatever imbalances you have. But the main bulk of my program includes meal planning, doing some inner child work so we can help figure out happened in your childhood that's creating the actions that you're taking now, any of the negative patterns that you're doing, and recorrecting those negative patterns. It comes with a yoga program, time management. Like I have all these different tools I've accumulated over the years to help assist you to create more wholeness and more balance in your life. So again, just go to my website, mistymoonwellness.com, and I'll be happy to help you out. In the meantime, have a beautiful day, happy new moon, and I look forward to seeing you on the full moon. Okay, everybody, peace.